All right. Day 11 done. Let's take a listen back. Ooh, that's loud. All right. Sorry, I had my computer speakers pretty loud, so I have to turn it down for a second. Anyways, I wrote this song 2 years ago, actually, in the summer of 2022, in July 22. And it was only a minute long originally. I put it on Instagram, like Instagram Reels. So I was trying to keep it like around a minute for that style of content. And then the other day I was thinking, you know what, I could probably arrange that into a full song, like a full 2 minutes. And I really like it. I made like 5 songs on Instagram, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And this is definitely my favorite one. So there's a third one I did. So I was like, I should stretch this out to a full minute or full song. So that's what I did. And I re-recorded pretty much everything. I re-recorded the bass and guitar. And originally I had the drums like in my college room. I had a drum kit and I had like a 2 microphone setup. It didn't sound great. So I redid it in Addictive drums. And the bass and guitar performance, I thought it was okay. It's really like, I didn't really appreciate like how much better I've gotten as a musician in 2 years. Like just the consistency of timing and intonation and the subtleties like that. So I was like, you know, I kind of want to re-record that. So I did spend a day redoing the bass and guitar. All the keys are from the last time I did it though. I mean, keys is my first instrument, my main instrument. So, you know, I played it pretty much close to perfect last time, so I just left it how it is. And then those vocal stacks, I doubled. So it's a 5-part harmony, and I had it originally panned like all around the stereo field, but I double tracked it. So one side of harmonies is on the right, and then another one is on the left. All right, and here's the outro. This is something kind of cheeky, kind of cliche in a way, but I heard it in my head. I thought it was cool. Definitely like some like clickbaiter, you know, some like TikTok thing you would hear, or some brain rot thing. But I thought it sounded cool. My thought process for this, like, I don't think this is done. You know, like I don't think this is all the way done, and I'm kind of okay with that. Like I don't really think any of the songs that I've written in the last 11 days now are like the final version of the song. You know, like I would definitely work on it more and just make it that 10% better. So I'm kind of okay that I'm kind of not mad that I'm not 100% satisfied with it right now, because I mean I made it 2 years ago, and you know I revisited now and know like, okay, this is one I want to improve on, and I want to add this and change that and do whatever. So kind of feel the same way. Like I'm gonna revisit this at some time in the future and make it even better than it is now, and that'll be sick. And right now this is the best that I feel like I can do right now, and that's that, or the best that, you know, I reasonably have time for, because of course I could spend another day on this, but I kind of want to write something else tomorrow, so just leave this how it is right here on my hard drive, come back to it in the future, make it even better. All right, let's listen to these vocal stacks. I'm going to embrace my narcissistic tendencies here and solo this up. Yeah, dude. I mean, that sounds really good. It feels good to be good at singing. I remember, I distinctly remember like 5 years ago when I was 19, maybe earlier, maybe when I was 18. And I didn't have a computer yet. I was on my iPad, and I GarageBand on my iPad. And I was trying to record vocal stacks. I like saw other people do it. I think I saw Jacob Collier do it on YouTube with like the tiles. And I was like, dude, I could probably do that. I could probably figure that out. So I had GarageBand on my iPad, and I was like multi-tracking that way. And I remember spending like so long on it. And I like, you know, I had a futon that I like put over my head in the room to kind of deaden the sound. And I was like, this is going to sound cool. And I was just like doing it one by one, just one voice by one, and not listening to the whole thing. So then I like unsoloed everything and listened back. I distinctly remember this. that I just sat on the floor and cried. And I was like, this sounds so awful. And it did sound awful. I wasn't just being down on myself. It did sound really bad. I was just like, how am I this bad? Like, how can I call myself a musician and I can't even sing like vocal stacks or vocal harmonies properly? Like, the intonation and the timing was so off. So 5 years later, feels really good to be able to crank out something like that, something like, and like in probably 20 minutes, if even that, just to get all 5 harmonies down and have the diaphragm strength and the ab muscles to really get those notes out. And I mean, of course I melodied it because you got to, but it's really not changing anything drastically. It's most is just tightening everything up to get it all to sit happily together, which is, of course, what it's supposed to do, in my opinion, for the stuff that I write. Yeah. This to me feels like when you're like half asleep, when you're trying to fall asleep and you're like halfway there. I didn't really think of that when I was writing it, but I'm thinking that right now. That's what it feels like to me. And I actually did something tricky to record this because I couldn't grab, because I did the Pro Tools half-speed playback and I couldn't grab that. So I ended up recording the output of Pro Tools to a stereo file and then re-importing that stereo file into the session to get this little bit of a nerdy technical detail there, but a creative solution to be able to get that in my session. All right. That is all I can think of to say. Thank you and goodbye.